If you want to get better at backgammon, one of the best ways to do it is by practicing against a software such as Extreme Gammon or XG. There are a lot of useful tools and features that will help you learn and improve. And in this video, my good friend Rolf Schreuder joins me to do just that. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. If you love backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. My book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description to where you can get it. If you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. Again, in this video, it's my great pleasure to welcome back my good friend Rolf Schreuder. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon or good morning. I don't know where
Good
you are.
morning,
You're
good
probably in the
afternoon.
morning hours
Yeah.
still.
Thank you for accommodating me. I know there's a time difference. How are you doing?
I'm good. All is well. Spring is in the air. Sun is out. Life is good.
And you're in Holland, is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, Holland, Amsterdam. Yeah, on the outskirts of Amsterdam. Yeah.
Very good.
Still,
Is there a lot of backgammon there?
it's there's a little scene in Amsterdam. I think this Sunday they will have the Amsterdam Open, but I don't think there will be more than probably like 20 contestants or something. So it's like it was bigger maybe in the 80s.
Yeah.
There were like multiple tournaments and there were some international tournaments. A friend of mine, Israeli fella, Abraham Eitan, organized serious tournaments, big ones with a couple hundred people competing and big prize money, like first prize easily, yeah, 70, 80, 90K or stuff like that. So it was more interesting some 40 years ago, but
I
yeah.
heard some people go to a nearby city, Ghent, which is in Belgium or Germany or
It
what?
is in Belgium. I
Um,
think the major scene is probably located now in the south of Holland, in the province of Zeeland, which is bordering Belgium. Because you might have heard of Paulus van Rooyen. He's also a chess organizer. He organizes a backgammon tournament, and somehow in Belgium, I think it's more popular at the moment than in Holland. So there's a scene in Belgium, and yeah, but I don't know how. I've not traveled there, so I couldn't tell.
yeah. And you have the nearby Nordic Open in Denmark, and also like I know Marcus Reinhardt is running some tournaments in Aachen, Germany, which is not
Aachen
too
is
far.
pretty close. That would be only what is it, like a 2 hour drive.
Oh,
For
that's
a
great.
Dutchman, that is like far out, but for the average American, that is like around the corner. But everything is basically nearby for Europeans, whether it's Sweden or Denmark or Germany, Austria, Switzerland, whatever. It's all like within, an hour, 40-minute flight or something. So yeah.
Great. In this video, we're playing an unlimited session against XG. We're playing on a beautiful Backgammon Galaxy Earth board. The XG board is made by Rain. He makes beautiful XG boards. There's a link in the description to where you can get them. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Rain is also from the Netherlands, but I'm not sure. You'll be playing the black checkers at the bottom, XG the white checkers at the top, bearing off on the right. It's an unlimited game with Jacoby and Beaver and Raccoon. You're welcome to consult with me. The final decision is up to you as the guest. The most important thing is to have fun, and number two, to learn. Here we go. Okay,
Okay.
5-4.
Okay. The standards 13-8 and split.
Okay, now 5-2. Counter split. 5-2 again. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Um, Once we started the game, we're up in the race, and it's like not a very flexible position. So I don't see the merit of hitting two guys and getting stuck on the race. So I think no, I wouldn't do that. No, I
Yeah, I'm
think
just showing for the
I'd
viewers.
prefer just to go to 13. I mean, the position is ugly as it is, stacky. So let's continue stacking. And white is also not threatening much, is it? I mean,
Right, right. So like there's some conflicting things. As you said, you're ahead in the race. You have an opportunity to escape one back checker. Um, However, sometimes I find it's useful to compare second roll positions to third roll positions. So I learned that from Thomas Tenlin because he's writing an upcoming book about third
great
roll
player. Yeah.
positions. Yeah, so if the opponent starts with a 5-2 split and you hadn't split with a 5-4, and then you roll a 5-2, it's not correct to hit twice. However, now with an additional checker in the zone,
Extra spare. Yeah.
yeah, you have slightly more incentive, but I think this is certainly reasonable. I mean, it does restack the midpoint, but I think that these will be close, I believe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay,
It's just not my style. I just like
I know,
these
I know.
ugly.
Okay,
Yeah.
5-3 and now 6-2. So just run.
Okay. We continue our brilliant running strategy.
And you said you used to play in the 80s. That's when there were like a lot more money games than tournaments, right?
Yeah, well, I started off playing money game at like
Yeah.
yeah, there was at one point there was every Monday night there was the smallest tournament, but that's yeah, the rest of the week it was all money games. So
Yeah. I
when I
think it's
traveled to
important.
tournaments, I realized that I was a pretty good player. There were a lot of bad players, but I also realized, hey, some of these folks know all the stuff about doubling windows and match equity charts and whatever,
Yeah, yeah,
and okay, the free take and free drop, I worked out myself, obviously, but
yeah,
still there was a lot of stuff to learn. Yeah,
yeah. Okay, so white rolled a 5-3 and now 3-2. Okay. So
yeah,
again,
that's another one. I think I would just come down to 11 because that gives us I mean, yeah, gives us plenty of good rolls next time. And if we get hit, we still have the blood on the 5 points. So
yeah, and one of the other things I remember is if the opponent opens with a 5-2 split and then you roll a 5-2, the correct play slightly
Mhm.
is to bring two down. When they're split to the 22 point, putting a checker on the 11 point duplicates the 6-4.
Yeah, that's a nice little feature indeed. Yeah.
And
I
the other
mean, it's
thing here,
sometimes the duplication is, of course, not really there because he will gleefully hit us instead of grabbing the bar, but still, it limits his good numbers. Yeah.
yeah, but here there's also a blot on the board. I mean, you do have more
Yeah.
checkers in the zone, and the opponent has a stronger board. So those are good things to know. Okay, so 4-1. All right, so up by one
Yeah,
pip,
we need
still need to
something good.
roll, right? Okay.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
what
we're
would
not
be what would be an
cubing yet.
ideal roll for you?
5-5 or 3-3 stand out here, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, I would really hate it if I was rolling a 5-4 from here, but elsewise, almost every number 2-1, of course, is not great. But yeah, I mean, double three, double any 4-2, 3-1, 5-3, 6-4, 6-1. There's a lot of good numbers, but yeah,
How
I
would
don't
you
know,
play
where's
a
the pip count?
it's
Yeah,
you're up by
we're
one,
only
yeah.
one pip. Yeah,
How would you play a
this
6-1
would
for the
be a
viewers?
ridiculous cube. Yeah.
Yeah, for the viewers, how would you play a 6-1 here?
6-1. Yeah, normally you always grab your 5 point if you have a choice. Having both checkers escape, there's more of an like there's an idea about then grabbing your bar point because it gives you a nice landing spot. But that's probably close here. But I still think I would make my 5 point. But
Right. Yeah.
it's not as clear as it would be typically be in like contact positions.
Okay, 4-2. So there's the 4 point and there's the 9 point.
Yeah, I love the 9 point, but in this case, I think I'm happy to unstack and make the 4 point still because there's still that blood. So, and it's only a few rolls. Hey, what is it? 6-2, 6-4, double four, double two. What is it? 7 shots or something? 5-3 misses.
Yeah.
So double four, double two, 6-2, 6-4, 6 shots. I
That is
think it's worth it. Like
yeah. So what
interesting to play around with the position here to find out when it's correct to leave no shots whatsoever and just grab the 9 point. But
if this
probably,
blot were covered from the 6 point, then would you make the safer alternative?
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's close,
Five
probably,
three.
right?
Yeah. 5-3 doesn't hit.
What would you have done? I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I think because of the blot, yeah, I would have taken
yeah,
the four
blood.
point.
Yeah.
It
You can
unstacks
play
these
around
two
with it
points. Yeah.
later on.
Yeah.
That's one thing what I love when you play around with your heat maps, the next roll and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and altering the position slightly, and that is really useful. Yeah,
It's a
great
great
roll.
way to learn. So 5-3, of course, make the point. six
Yeah.
five. Oh no.
Oh,
Okay.
I
And
was going to
now,
say we're grabbing for the cube already, but that
well,
was
maybe two
definitely a
now.
deterrent.
Okay.
Great roll. Yeah.
Double one. Oh
Ouch.
wow. Six
Okay.
two. So here's the two.
Yeah. 6 down.
Six down.
Duplicate sixes as well.
And do
Yeah.
you think it's a double yet by white?
He's probably going to double, but I think it's a fairly easy take. So
Yep.
um,
Not
yeah,
yet.
it's not
Not
even a
yet.
double yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the
And
sixes were duplicated, right? So
yep.
yeah. And
Yep.
we also have a 3 point board. So yeah.
3 point
We're
board, late
rolling.
racing lead. Yeah. 4-2. Okay. So
Nice.
now five.
Favorite now. especially after this poor roll.
So now,
Yeah, any five but 5-1, you could say is a serious market loser. Double four, 3-1, but that's about it, right? I still think
double
we
three.
need to respect the opponent's really strong home board. Race
There's
wise,
al-
there's not much happening. No, I'm not cubing this.
there's also the double three and double one that make the 5 point.
Yeah. Oh, double three is yeah. So double three, double one, double four. That's three. Any five. Yeah.
So this is kind of like a common type of position, the prime versus prime, because each side has a prime, so it's broken over here. Here there's a solid four prime, but it's broken over here. So there are a lot of the important things I think about when you're looking at prime versus prime. Like here are
Mhm.
some of the things that I look at. How long is each prime? Is it solid or is it broken? How many checkers are
Yeah.
behind the prime? Are the checkers
Exactly.
at the edge of the prime? And then who has more timing in the form of movable checkers? So those are all the things I think about. Okay,
Yeah, and you left out one, I think, the probability of extending your prime or filling in
right,
your much
extending the
needed
prime,
five
right,
point.
exactly,
Yeah, and
exactly,
I think in this case, because our opponent clearly has a superior home board, I think it will be pretty hard for us to fill in the five. We're not going to slot it so easily. He's going to attack us. So um, yeah, it's not that we require miracles, but
right.
it's not. Yeah, I mean
But
he
we
has
do
an
have,
easier job.
yeah, we also have the advantage of having more timing, not in terms of a racing deficit, but in terms of mobility with here, because white has two checkers back. If white does not roll a four soon, these checkers will be dumped and we'll be bringing things down. Uh,
Exactly.
okay.
It's interesting if you switch the 3 point to the 5 point, then you
Oh yeah.
probably need to double because your prime is far more formidable, and then a five is a real serious market loser. And then
Yeah.
we also have the benefit of being able to, yeah, fairly easily extend our prime. And of course, then he's more in trouble because even a deuce only still gets him to the edge of the prime, and he
Right.
still needs two sixes to escape. But here, the broken prime, I think, is really, yeah, hurts
Yeah.
us chances badly.
Also in that
So
position,
I
the
would
two,
I would roll
yeah, yeah,
all in
the
all.
twos,
Yeah.
the twos would be duplicated. For example, 3, 2, and 2, 1 could make the bar
Also, yeah,
here,
yeah,
the
good
double
point. Yeah,
one, and here what I see is black needs fives to exit, but fives are not particularly useful elsewhere. So the numbers in that sense are
that's good.
diversified.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So roll 5, 4. Okay. So
Okay. Wow. Five was there, then with some delay to four came. That was kind of odd.
yeah. Okay. So now do you think you'll have
Yep.
a double, assuming he
We'll
doesn't like make the 5 point?
most likely have a cash.
Yeah. Double six.
Yeah, that's a clear. We double, and I don't think he can. I don't think he can take this, despite being up in the race now. It's just too easy for us to bring guys down, and then even if he rolls a four, he still needs to survive, and he needs an additional four and whatever. So this looks like a clear double, and yeah, probably he might still win a few games, but he's also going to lose a few gammons. So we're certainly doubling. Yeah,
Okay, so now I'll analyze the first game. So with the 5, 4, it was the standard split. And then the five
yeah,
two. Yeah, look how close this was.
5 thousandths of a point. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
the thing you see is like, okay, 20 to 13 escaping wins more games, but this wins more
yeah.
games.
Yeah, so if it was a match, then a double match point, it's pretty bad to hit twice. Then you just need to run. But when you require a gammon, you certainly would go for the
So
double
let's
hit.
see. Let's say like it's a 3 point match and we're down 2-1 and it's Crawford. So now it's gammon go. Yeah, here it's
Now it's
actually
even a blunder. See, yeah,
a blunder.
yeah,
Uh,
blunder nut. Yeah, at gammon go, you always like slash away, right? I mean,
yeah, and some people are confused in terms of what gammon go is. Pure gammon go is when you're two away, one away Crawford. But some people think like, when you have a deficit and a gammon is valuable, that's called gammon go. It's not called gammon go. It's gammon go
no,
like. but it's not true gammon
Yeah.
because here the gammon value is 1, whereas before the gammon value is 0.5. Okay,
Yeah.
so then the 6-2 was straightforward just to run. And the
Mhm.
3-2, yeah, here because you have your back checkers escaped, and yeah, there's a 2-point board. You don't want to do that. And look, it liked the 9-point actually.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. Even with the blood.
Yeah, so I guess here, or let's. So you said it was a 6-4, 6-2, double 4, and double 2. So that's 6 numbers, right?
Yeah.
Double 4 is actually particularly good because it hits.
Yeah. Double four is a super joker.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that I
Maybe
would
you
count
shouldn't
as
give.
twice.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wonder
Wow.
if
It's a.
yeah, what if the board were weaker? I mean, what if you did like that? This might make now the board
Yeah.
is
And do this, and then the still. And now put the blood on the 3 point so that the double four joker is. I mean, still you make your 4 point, of course, but at least you still have a blood to shoot at. Still, but lesser now. Yeah. Wow.
I wonder what you have to do. I mean, let's go back. So
If you remove the checker from the 3 point to the 2 point, so there's no double four joker.
yeah, here it's still. So you said move this checker.
Yeah, the guys. Yeah, back to the 2 point. Our 2 point. Okay,
Okay,
it's like
so now
more
it's
hits now,
five,
but
4, 5, 4, and 6-3.
you
But there's
remove the super joker 4-4 at least. So yeah, yeah.
it's getting
Okay.
closer.
Well,
What if
if
it
they're
were?
both on, on 24, or both on, maybe put them both on. No, if they're both
Oh
on
yeah,
the 3 point, we make the 9 point also. Okay. No.
yeah.
Okay, lesson learned.
Okay. And then, so let's see, this one was straightforward, make the 3-point on head, and that was a good roll. And 6-2, yeah, bringing one down. And then the 4-2 was good, it covers. And here, this was a small no double.
Yeah. No, yeah, we figured it out. So yeah,
And you
we have
said
favorites, but
five
yeah,
point instead. If we had this, now you would double.
I would certainly double. I expect it to be a take still, but small. But there's certainly a big cube. Yeah.
This is actually a pass.
Pass even. Pass by 61. Wow. Okay.
So this
Is
is
it?
this is a 1061, whereas the original position here was 404. It was no double. That's huge. You know, some of the things I've learned is like studying prime versus prime and studying early games is the importance of the 5-point as compared to the four
Mhm.
point or the 3-point. So what if we open it up here on the 4-point? Let's see what happens. Look at how big a difference that makes.
Oh, unreal. Huh?
The fact
Yeah,
that
but
the
there's the broken prime again. So yeah,
so I was reading Backgammon Strategic Concepts by Francois Tardieu. Have you seen that book?
yeah. I
It's
read it too. Yeah.
yeah,
I used to play the guy. Or, yeah, I used to play the guy, and he would always come for me for counsel. Like, "Hey, Rolf, how would you play this? How would you play that? How would you take this?"
yeah, he
Yeah,
was an outstanding
yeah.
player. A lot of people are not familiar with him because he kind of hasn't been playing too much. But yeah, so he has a chapter about prime versus prime. So I was reading that. It's very interesting how important the purity is when you
Yeah,
have prime
unreal,
versus
huh?
prime. Especially when I was doing research for my book on back games. You know, in a sense, a back game is a special form of a prime versus prime game because
Mhm. Yeah.
one player has two anchors, and then the opponent is trying to build a prime in front of it, and at the same time, the original player is trying to build a prime on his side. So there's not
Yeah.
necessarily a plot behind it, but that's how it is.
It's a
Uh,
weird prime versus prime indeed. Yeah.
yeah. And here,
Yeah.
one of
No, purity is important. Yeah.
so what are the market losers here in this original position?
You know, like we said, basically any 5 bar 5-1, double four, double three, 3-1, double one.
Yeah. So one of the things I like to look at is the dice distribution. So this is good for the viewers. You go to analyze and then dice distribution. You get this pop-up window here. The first thing I do is I click the icon with the most red bars. gives you the highest level of analysis. And then you click the checkbox after double take. So there are 4 tabs here. The most important, in my opinion, for this type of situation is the graph tab. So this shows this, and it shows you a vertical bar graph that's 3D. I double click the area that makes it 2D, so that makes it easier to read. So these are your first rolls. You can look at the opponent's rolls, the second rolls, or you can look at the combination, which is here. But just looking at the first rolls, you want to see what your market losers are. So you lose your market when it's 1 or more, right? So of course, this is going to be half of a market losing sequence because the market losing sequence is a sequence of 2 rolls. But the first half, so all of these rolls, and now you can see them here. The double 4 makes the 5 point. 5-3 hits, double 5 comes out, 5-2 hits, 6-5 comes out, 5-4, which is what we roll, comes out. Double 1 makes the 5 point, 3-1 makes the 5 point, double 3 makes the 5 point.
Yeah, it's a handy tool. It's
Yeah,
a
so
good way to
that's a great
study.
way. Like I feel like I learned a lot, and now when I play, I start thinking about that.
Yeah, your whole thinking process is more it's more structured towards like market loser scenarios, etc., etc.
Right. And then so
Okay,
that was
this
the 4, and now here this was a double, and it
yeah,
was
it's a
a
monster pass. I mean, I said he still wins enough games, but it's a monster pass yet. Yeah,
so let's see. I mean, you're not going to get a lot of good redoubles. What if there were like more timing there?
yeah, doesn't matter. It's
It doesn't
just
matter.
even worse
What
because
if
you
you're
have a
on a
weaker
point?
board.
Now you're losing 2
Yeah,
again, but it's still
it it's just because you're not gonna step up with a 3. That's too dangerous. Then the gamma rate goes way up. So you're basically playing a poorly timed deuce point game, and that's it. Yeah.
how about here?
Yeah,
Still pass. It doesn't matter. This position just is
yeah,
terrible for white.
yeah. This just black just brings builders down, makes his 5 point, rolls it home, and that you need a miracle 4-5, 4-6 probably to win this.
Okay, on to the next game. Now an opening 4-1.
Yeah, down and split.
Now 4-1 here. There's not a good
Just make
alternative with
twice.
that. 5-4 is forced. 6-1 makes the bar point. 5-4.
Yeah, I think I make the 16.
Yep. 6-5. Okay.
The 5-4 was triplicated, but
I
yeah,
know. I know. I know.
yeah, we're
Okay.
rolling.
4-1. Okay.
Nice. I make the 5.
5 point. Don't consider hitting. Okay. 6-2. Okay, so now it's a
Yeah,
new holding game.
that's just like a
4-1.
okay. 13-8.
These types of games are rather straightforward. It's just
Not. Yeah, they're a bit boring, but okay.
whoever rolls the first one.
So
So
we're
double
not ahead.
7,
No,
1
I
pip
think I
gain.
just make the 4 point. It's good for the race anyway, as we have the 4 point already.
So when would you make a play like this? I guess you'd have to be up more in the race.
Yeah, if I'm up in the race, I'm trying to race, but here, yeah, I think we have a slightly superior position, and yeah,
Yeah.
I think we still have a lot of pips to play naturally, whereas he might have to waste a few more pips, like he has already done. So,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, 6-4.
Okay, 3 points to the 3 points.
6-4. 2 in. Okay, spreads the checkers. 4-3.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to bring 2 guys in. It's like there's always it looks like, hey, we can maybe give up our point and we duplicate something, but then the next roll, all these blots are covered, and then you have given up the yeah, you're not leading in the race, and you've given up your
Yeah.
anchor there.
Saving a 6 with something like this is probably too not the right idea. You put this
Not
behind.
versus that like chop toy board.
Yeah. Okay. 2-1. Okay. Good roll makes the board. Okay.
Yeah.
6-5.
Okay. Well, still, yeah, there's something to say, but I'll just play 2 guys in from the 8. And,
Yeah. 4-3.
Nice roll for him. Mhm.
Side. Okay, and now 6-5.
5. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. We could cover that one. Is there something we can duplicate? No, there's a 5, but there's no 6. Nah, I think we have to minimize shots then just with 16, 16, 6, right? 16, 5, I guess. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
And
not going to
now
give a double shot.
5-1. Okay.
No.
6-2.
Nice. 6. And is it worth to give the extra shots? Probably. What is the race? Yeah, I would close it. I don't know. Yeah.
Now you're up by 7.
It's yeah.
So you want to cover or you want to play 10-8 with the 2?
It's a good one. I hated that his worst number for running aces also has to break his board are hitting now. So I close my 2 point and
Okay.
also for the he hits and we get fluke shots and whatever.
Okay. 4-3.
Annoying.
And now double. So down
It's
17 in the race.
yeah. Yes, usually these positions are worse than you would think, right? Like even a 6-5 is a bit ugly because we probably have to step out. So that's probably close, but I would probably let this one go, but I'm not sure. What do you think?
Yeah, so you think about the market losing sequences, and one of the important things is the second half of the sequence. So of course, white is going to roll first, and then black is going to roll. So basically, already down by 17 pips. Like the way I think is, okay, if white rolls anything, and then
Yeah,
black
just a
does
stupid like 6-2 or something, like
whatever, and black doesn't come
18-10 or
in,
something. Yeah,
yeah, and then black doesn't come in, that's probably a pretty big market loss. And
massive,
they
massive.
have already lost the market. So how many numbers are there? 25 numbers that fail to enter next. That's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah,
I think it's a pass. I mean, I love our 5 point board, but like I said, the 6-5 is yeah, two out of the 11 numbers is also nasty. And then we just have to do a breakout board or play a lost race. And with any other 6, most likely you're going to be pick and passed again and whatever. So yeah,
yeah. Okay.
I would let this one go, but yeah.
Okay, now we'll look at the second game. So the 4-1 was
Yeah.
just like that. And the 5-4 was forced, and the next 5-4, that was great. Yeah, there were other things you could do, but clearly this was best. And then the 4-1 again, you don't want to hit here, you just make the 5 point. And then this was
Yeah, it
pretty
was not great. Points 27, but if he doesn't roll a 6, he's in trouble already. So
yeah. And then that was the 4-1. And then here, yeah, this was
4 point.
yeah, here it didn't want to move.
Shifting is an error if you give up 16 is a smallish error. But
Yeah, yeah. And then the 6-4 was there, and the 4-3, okay. And the 6-5 you had to play there. Yeah, this 13-2 does make the 5 point board, but it leaves a double shot like that. So don't want to
yeah,
do. And then the
yeah,
6-2,
but yeah, I mean he has an upside down board, but it's still a 5 point board, right? So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, this
And
is
the
low.
6-2, that was right to make that point.
Yeah, yeah, it feels good because I don't want to give him good aces because with 1-3, 1-4, 1-5 even leaves a shot for us, and otherwise he hits us. So I think that was pretty clear.
Yeah, that's a good thought. You want to diversify you don't want to diversify your opponent's numbers. So like large numbers are good for the race, small numbers are not good for the race, so you don't want to give them a good small number.
Yeah, there's not a single bad number for him after playing 16-8. Whereas if
Yeah.
you close it, at least you have yeah,
Right.
5-1, 4-1, 3-1, 2-1. 2-1 hits, but okay.
Yeah. And then
Okay, how
this
big
was
a pass was this? 49. Yeah.
yeah, it was close. So I guess
Yeah.
what we have to do to make it a
Well,
pass. Let's
Can
see.
you place one checker from the 5 point to the 6 point so that we also have a good 6-5? Now it must be very close. Take. Wow.
It's still
So the
take.
6-5 makes the difference.
So
Hmm.
what was this? It was this 952, and this one was 942. It's a little bit better. But what if sometimes if you just move this up one pip, that's borderline. So now, so basically what the idea is here is in the original position, if this checker is cleared, there's not a lot for white to worry about. Afterwards if you dance, but there are still rolls like 2-1, 3-1, double one, double two that still leave this out here. Double six, double three.
Yeah. We still win 26%. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're the gammons. Yeah, that's the idea. Okay.
Mm.
Moving on to the next game. Now 5-3. Straightforward. Then a 5-2 must bring two down. 4-1.
4 down is easy. And I will split.
I
Don't
think
want
you
to slot because we have only 4 checkers on the 6 point and no checker on the 8 point. So I think slotting here is, I mean, you duplicate 4, 1, 4, 2, 6, 4, but still,
3-1.
yeah, I don't know. Feels a bit. I I split.
But one of the things I've learned is like Mochi talks about this in Backgammon Masterclass when there are many checkers in the zone, especially with stacks, you have to be careful. But
Yeah, I know, but yeah,
4 on the 6 point, not 5. Okay,
yeah.
double 5, just like that.
There you go.
3-1.
Get punished. Yeah.
Quick lesson.
Okay, take.
Yeah. 6-5 hits. Double 5. Okay, so
Well,
that's 2-1-2.
okay, I guess just continue, but
And
yeah.
you so down 8 in the race. However,
Yeah,
what's the
yeah.
alternative? Bringing two
Then
down.
it's twice. Okay, we could do, yeah. We're not duplicate. Otherwise, I would want the last one maybe slot the 4 point, but there's no duplication whatsoever, right? This looks wrong. Um, yeah, in a way, you're happy that you roll an anchoring number and then you're gonna remove the anchor right away, which is a bit weird, and we're trailing in the race. But I still think I would just keep them going, just to have a yeah.
Yeah, that's like when I think about these plays, I think about okay, so what's going to happen next? When I came up with this kind of sentence, I say the correct play in backgammon is always dependent on the likelihood of future outcomes. So
Mhm.
what's going to happen next? I mean, White is up in the race by 8 pips, but has these two checkers back to deal with. So it's like White is going to either come out or have to consolidate something, and you really want the outfield control. So that's what this helps with, I think.
Yeah, the anchor would also be nice, but yeah.
Okay, so double 6 was good. Now 5-1.
Yeah, just stack them up. 8 points, I guess.
Like this. Would you consider like playing inside to start building the board?
Yeah, I don't want to expose myself to a 6-1, and it makes it so easy for him to run off the anchor already this roll with all these blots, but it's probably still close. I usually am a fan of like slotting. I know that we had these sayings like don't slot when you expect the blot. That's all bullshit. He XG just slots even when he doesn't care. He just slots still. You know.
So you want to stack them up?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, whatever. Yeah.
6-4 runs. Okay, so now there's the blot. Here's your chance. 5-1.
Okay.
So,
Hit.
okay.
We would have not been able to hit the other
5-1.
one, but yeah,
Looking for small numbers. Okay.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm just gonna play safe here. We're not gonna against that board. We're not gonna be
Yeah.
heroic. Yeah. Yep.
Double. Okay, it's blocked. Okay, now.
We can do something like that.
6-3,
Okay, maybe now we have to
like that.
risk it. Yeah, I think so.
We say
Yes,
risk it.
4-2. Oh no, 4-3. He can still play. But yeah, this I think is worth it.
Yeah. We say risk it for the
Only
biscuit.
13 hits. Yeah.
Double four. Okay. So
Ah,
now down by a lot.
okay. What's to do? Cover and to the seven to
Right.
the ace.
And now would you double as white?
Yeah, and it would pass as black. But
Okay. Yet. Okay. So I guess the contact is enough.
yeah, we probably
Five.
have to. Okay, we can stall one more roll, I guess.
So how do you want to play it?
Yeah, I want to play 6-1 and 7-4.
There is the other option of this, but this
Yeah, but then we get a shot.
block
We
the
still
double
have the
one.
blot. I would rather have the double shot and block double one still. And
Yep. 6-3. Okay, here's the double shot. It's not obviously not a
roll.
double because we're too far behind the
No, it's a terrible double.
3-1.
Nice. Okay, we're gonna lift it. So hit and then lift, I
Hit from
guess.
here and lift it here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess it leaves double four, but that's it.
Yeah, nothing we can
Now,
do.
so now when you
So,
start thinking about doubling, redoubling.
um, yeah. Is this how many we're stuck? 21. Okay.
21.
Um, yeah. Would be better to wait one roll, but the momentum switches so like massively here per roll that I don't want to lose my market and roll something fairly big in he fans, and we've lost our market by quite a lot. So I would ship it here, but
Yeah. And then in unlimited games, unlike matches where the score is important and the value of the cube is important, in unlimited, the value of the cube is not important. However, the position of the cube is important. For example, here we own the cube, whereas it's not in the middle. So having sole access, we have to be a little bit stronger than a center double, right? I mean, you're familiar with this because
yeah.
you play this. Okay, so you want to
Well,
redouble, and would you
it's
take?
I'm sure this 30 years ago I would have taken a shake, especially versus a weaker opponent. You know, just roll something like a silly whatever 6-2, bring a guy in, he fans happy to collect 2 points. But um, playing with XG, I noticed that he doubles this really early, like
Yeah,
even recubes, and they're usually recubes, of course, positions like these. Like
right. And then you think it's take?
I think he will probably take, but
Yeah.
it's like yeah,
All
yeah,
right. So now 3-2.
okay, we make the 10 point, I guess.
Would you rather block the 6-4 or the double four?
I give myself two jokers now to make the four
Yeah,
point
you have
double
the
six,
double
double
six.
three. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think this is more natural. I would always choose to block, yeah, or have builder six away. Yeah.
4-1. Okay. And now 6-2.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
six,
We
you've
can
got to hit.
pass. Okay. Pass of lift. Yeah.
Okay, pick and pass.
No
Okay.
need.
4-1 again. All right. And now 3-2.
Okay. One guy in probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
4-3 comes out. So fives and sevens. None of the above, but a double four. So that evens the race, actually.
Yeah. Not much we can do but race. It's not nice. We would have preferred to have the cube still on our side, but
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe
But
it
this
was
is
too early. I don't know. Yeah.
yeah, this is what happens. It's called slime equity. The opponent can slime out when there's a lot of time left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Five,
Slime
four,
equity.
4-1,
Okay, sucks. I'll take one
4
off.
and 1. Okay.
We're not a favorite anymore here. That's
Yeah.
clear.
2-1. Okay.
We're
6-5,
not backing it up with good rolling either.
16. Okay, so now
4,
down
6,
by
8.
7 pips, we have 5 checkers off the 3 off, and we have a gap here.
Yeah, gaps, bro. It's probably close. But he can also miss a few aces, huh? 2, 4, 6. Yeah, yeah, I would take this, but I don't even know this. Like, what is it? The adjusted pip count or whatever it is, the EPC or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like the things that you have to adjust for is okay, so you take the raw pip count, right? And then one of the things is the number of checkers off. So black has two more checkers off, so that's good. But this gap is going to be problematic on the four because
The four
with
is horrible. Yeah.
yeah, with five
But
checkers
the four in this case at least fills the ace. So yeah.
yeah, it does fill in the ace. But with five checkers, there's going to be a lot of time to possibly roll that. So yeah, okay, more checkers off. You want to take?
Yeah, I would take, but
Okay.
I'm not that confident. But
We'll see. 5, 3, 4, 2.
there
So
you go.
four and now
Yeah,
2,
4 and 2. Yeah.
3, 1, double six.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. Good rolling.
Now,
Okay. We're shipping it probably. How bad is a deuce? We could have two deuces, but he can miss an ace, so that's the same. Okay, so even after double six, it's not all that clear. Um, yeah, I think we have to redouble, right? If we just roll.
yeah, and these I think about like roll versus
Yep,
roll
yep.
positions. So black will likely be off in 3 rolls, 4 rolls,
Yeah,
and white
yeah,
3 to 4 rolls.
yeah.
So
So
four
ship it.
versus four.
If we roll two big numbers, we have lost our market. Like it's
Yeah.
basically gin. Any or even a double. If we roll it, yeah, big double, it's done. So
This is the nice thing
any
about
market
unlimited.
loses.
Yeah, unlimited, you
Huh?
see, this is the nice thing about unlimited. You see higher cube levels. In matches,
Yeah,
you rarely see anything better
gambling.
than 4. Yeah. All right, now we'll look at the next game. So the 5,
Yeah,
3 was straightforward, and the 4, 1 you play like that. And these were close, yeah, because of the extra checker there. And this one was close too. This is the one we were talking about. Okay,
yeah,
but punished there, and this was a 3, 1, and this was a double, but still a comfortable take because this was back
yeah.
here, and you have this. Some of
Yeah,
the
he got a point. So.
yeah. So like if this checker were here, now this is going to be much
That's
stronger.
far worse. Yeah,
Now it's a
still
pass.
is.
Now here's the
Yeah, it
other.
was still a take, but very close. Yeah.
You move the inner board
Oh,
point,
this is
and this
ugly.
gets weaker.
This still a take. Oh,
And here, this might not be a double. Yeah, here's not a double.
no
So
double. Yeah.
that's another thing I saw, the importance of the 5 point versus the 4 point.
Unbelievable. Huh? What a difference. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's barely a double. And then the
Yeah.
original it was here. And
There's a clear double in yeah.
what if you don't have that extra blot there? Yeah, so now it's a small double.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have to double these blitz positions always for money
Yeah,
game, basically.
because of the gammons here. Yeah, let me do the plus plus so people can see it.
Okay, our double five was wrong, I see. So we should
Yeah.
probably still stack it.
Oh, it did like this one because I guess you have to keep with this one. You're putting more
Keep
pressure
the
on this
anchor.
one, and you have pressure there. Yeah, these are tough to
Yeah.
find. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, but when we looked at it, so here it did prefer preparing the board. This is
Yeah.
what we looked at.
23.
Yeah. I think looking at this one, it's one of the things I find is most people when they make an error, the most common error is like when they fail to identify the top move, but this at least we identified it. Okay. And then the 5, 1 was there. 6, 1 you had to play safe. 6, 3 was there, okay. And the 6, 1, and then the 5, 3 was here. And the
Yeah.
1 was okay, so hit and lift. Okay, and this
Yeah.
was a little early to redouble because
It's still okay. Okay.
so let's see
Yeah.
like that's the other thing. There's that equity, right? So if you bring this one here, now it's only 12 pips.
Oh, I'm surprised that this is still a take then. Okay, I thought this would be a big drop. Like,
Maybe one more pip. See, now you're also blocking
wow,
double. Yeah. So yeah, that
bizarre. One pip changes it.
yeah. And then the 3, 2, you were right, blocking the 6, 4. And then this was a pick and pass.
More. It's not so much blocking 4, 6 as having builders
Right,
at the
right.
ideal
The double
distance,
three and
and
double six, yeah.
and of course it blocks 4-6. But I mean,
Right,
maybe I would prefer him to hop out with a 4-6 when I have like 29 shots instead of only
right,
what is it,
right.
19 or something. So
Okay, and then the 6-2 is
clear.
there. 3-2 you had to play there. And the double
Yeah, that
four
was
had
also
to
right.
race. And then what else was there? Here, here, here. And this was the redouble, and it was still a take.
Oh, such an easy take. Do you believe that? Wow.
Yeah,
I
I guess
thought it was really close.
having the two off was
I mean,
big.
I usually, like I said, I know I can add two and add one for gaps and stuff, but that's pretty
So this was
rudimentary. But
824.
two checkers off is huge now.
Yeah. But when you so this is 860 with the gap, and you lose a pip
Mhm.
and you fill in the gap, it makes it stronger. Let's go back to the same
Yeah,
pip
yeah, yeah,
here. Now it's a borderline double. So a lot of it had to do with that gap.
yeah. Gap is
Okay.
massive. Yeah. But still, such a comfortable take. Would you ever guess that? Like plus, what was it? 5-1-4-0 or something? Unbelievable.
Yeah, so one of the things I do is like I do the eyesight method. So the are you familiar with eyesight?
No,
Okay, so what you do is you get
I
the
heard about it, but yeah,
yeah. So the raw pip count, this is 33. And I see that there, but I'm also able to calculate it because this three and then the two can be
there's
gone
like
to the
5 pips wastage there.
yes, yes. So what I was talking
Four.
about is just the pip count. So if you want to count this pip without having this number here, this 3 and 2 you can put on the 5 in your head, and then this is 30, and then you add a 3 there. Anyway, that's 33.
Yeah.
Here we can see that it's 40, right? But you must adjust. I think this would be an extra 1 pip penalty, and there's two penalty pips for the 2 extra checkers off, and then there's a 1 pip penalty for not having a checker on the 6 point when the opponent has one.
Yeah.
So that was 4 penalty pips. So that makes it 37, right? This is a 40, and you have a 1 pip penalty for the gap here, so it's 41. So you say 37 to 41. And then what you do is you take the 1/6 of the adjusted. So 37 is approximately 36. So 1/6 of 36 is 6. So 6 plus 37 is 43. And since it's a little bit more, you say like 43.2 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And here this was 41, and within 2 to 6 is a take. So this comes out as a
Mhm.
take. It had to do because of the extra checkers off.
Yeah, the two checkers extra is massive. Yeah.
Yeah. And also the missing 4 fills in that gap. It's partially good too.
Yeah. Yeah. That is yeah. If you move the guy from 23 to 24, it's far worse.
Here,
Yeah. So now the 4 is not really helping
this is
us.
an
It's still a
862. It's
comfortable take,
about the
but
same. Okay. But
yeah.
let's take away a pip. Now it's weaker. And if we take away like maybe
Yeah.
pip, now it's no
For
redouble.
me, a surprisingly easy take. I think now you've added the checker, right? So
I didn't. I just moved it back. So let's go back and like let's look at this. Now you have it
I know
filled.
you moved one checker from 4 to 2.
Now it's no double when you fill in the gap from
Now
one.
it's not a no. No,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
it's
and then
big. Yeah.
the redouble, and then this was a pass. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's a monster. Yeah, it's just like that.
let's see. If White had one fewer checker off, now what?
Yeah, now it's a take because now he can afford to miss an ace, right? So
But look at what
you roll
happens.
a 5 ace, and yeah,
Would you take this now?
this is worse again because the ace doesn't help him so much, but
Yeah, this is almost a pass.
probably still a take, right?
Yeah, this is a
Yeah,
small take.
small
So
take
what if you
still.
do
Yeah,
this? Now it becomes a pass.
yeah. And there's not a well. Of
What
course,
if
you
you do
don't want to
this?
roll 2-1, but still, like,
Still a pass, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, this is just rolls basically. Of course, I could get very unlucky and roll like triple deuces in a roll or whatever. Like, but
Okay, so that was an interesting session. We had 3 games. What do you think was a important, interesting one?
And the most interesting one I thought was still that four deuce when you have to make the 9 point instead of making your 4 point, which is still useful despite the blot on the 4 point in your opponent's home board. And yeah, I was already scared that my recube in that last game with the open 4 point was maybe 21 point racing deficit. Still versus a 5 point board was maybe a little bit early. But like I said, I know I've noticed that XG doubles those positions really early because the swing on every roll is so massive that it doesn't want to lose its market. And yeah, um, what else? Checker technically, I think we did well. Expect the double five. Double
Yeah,
five was
double
also
five.
interesting. Yeah. Yeah, in a way, you don't want to give up your anchor, and you're not leading in the race. But the 13-8 twice was for me did it, stripping the midpoint and but still, yeah,
Yeah, I guess stripping the
uh,
midpoint is not the end of the world when you have the 20 point.
yeah. And then you can play the next roll. You can play two guys down. So yeah, yeah. We probably
Especially,
should.
I
I should have
find
looked.
like later in the middle game when you have the 18 points, it's often okay to break the midpoint because there's
Yeah.
close or closer. Yeah. Um, okay, great. So you play with XG a
Yeah.
lot yourself, or you played what do you play?
Sorry, say that again.
When you practice, do you use XG a lot?
Yeah, I practice versus XG, and I always check, of course, what I did wrong, and I should probably study it harder. But it's like storing my blunders and work on it. But I think just playing, I still like to play as well to get more decisions in. Yeah, like I said, I've noticed trends in XG. Um, yeah, doubling early in promising opening positions where I know 20, 30 years ago, everybody was doubling way too late, with one exception, Mr. Jerry Grandel.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was the first one to really puff when he had like a double two in the early opening, and his opponent had a little bit sloppy position. He was shrug his shoulders and give really early cubes. And I remember he played in, I think it was in Italy, I think in Venice. He played a money game session against Joe, and Evert and I, we bet on Joe. I saw him play in the quarterfinals, and I said to Evert, my road buddy, I think, hey, this guy's really playing well. Let's bet him with the bookies. He's going to win this tournament. He looks confident, which he won. So we won like whatever 8,000 9,000 US dollars. But then he was playing money game against Jerry, and I thought Joe was probably checker technically slightly better, but cube technically Jerry Cornell was way ahead of him. So at one point, Joe was stuck maybe some 15, 12 points or something. And he said, would you like to take like part of like take some share of my action? I think they played for like 100 to 200 bucks a point. I said, no, I'm good. And yeah, so I really thought like, okay, Jerry, checker technically worse, but cube wise way ahead of the rest of the world. Kind of interesting that he came up with this long before there were computers. Kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
Which Joe are you referring to?
Joe Russell.
Oh, Joe Russell. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, still a great player. I mean, he has always been a good player, but in those days, especially I think a lot of Americans were doubling really late compared to the Europeans. The Europeans were doubling more aggressive. Yeah, another thing what stood out is that we split our back checkers, and that was called the Americans. I think Bill Roberti dubbed that the European split, and they were laughing about it. But in those days, the Europeans, the strong Europeans, were usually beating the Americans. So it was kind of like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was a
It's
nice
funny.
struggle there. So, but
Yeah, yeah.
of course, in a way, the bot has spoiled it all because now you have the proof in front of you. And in
Everything.
those days, it was still insecure and yeah. So in a way, it's a pity. I mean, the old days will never come back when it was so easy to play really weak players. But now, of course, the interesting part is it's a little bit like chess, where you try to find the truth and you analyze. And so I still like. I didn't play backgammon really for like 25, 30 years. I was fed up with it, and I thought it was a stupid game. And yeah, but now I still like it again. So
Oh, great, great.
yeah.
Always a pleasure to see you. I thought these were some interesting games. Always something to learn, and I always have fun. Any final comments before we conclude?
Oh yeah, that was it. I think I said it all. And well, it was fun again to be playing and learning. And like you said, it's fun and we learned something. So I would say a successful session.
Very good. Thank
And
you
yeah,
very much. It's always a pleasure to see
good
you.
luck.
Yep, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
likewise. And
Um,
well, you know how to find me. So in a month or so, whatever, 2 months time, when you're rotating again, you give me a call again.
yeah, I'm always happy to see you. You have an open invitation to return. We'll go ahead and conclude the video. Thank you to the viewers for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll work on it. If you love backgammon, you can become a member of this channel, giving you exclusive access to the most popular videos. Again, my book, Backgammon Backgame Strategies, is available. There's a link in the description of where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future videos. Until then, keep rolling your dice.